Okay, so what we have here is my brushless Velineon system Wraith. So in my last video I showed how it drove with all stock options, and I wasn't entirely happy with that, so I wanted to change up the gearing and bring it down to a more reasonable speed, something that could handle a little bit better rather than being so tippy. I also wanted to show a modification that I had to do for the Velineon system that I didn't mention in the last video, and that modification is that the shaft on the motor is too long stock. So what I did have to do was I had to grind that down initially. I'll try to show it here. My shaft is about 3/4 of an inch long, maybe just shy of that actually. So I didn't take very much off, maybe, I don't know, half a centimeter at most. The problem I'm finding now is that I'm trying to go with a much smaller pinion. Here it is here. But there's only so much room inside of the enclosure. And what I'm finding is that the pinion is rubbing against the inside of this piece right here. So I need to take that, well, the shaft is actually the right length right now, but what I need to do is to be able to fit that pinion on to the shaft a little bit farther than the flat spot allows. So what I want to do is also increase the length of that flat area so that the pinion can slide on a bit farther and not grind against the enclosure. So there we go. I think that keeps it in frame pretty well. We've got the handy dandy Dremel tool here, and I'm going to do my best to just extend that flat spot as existed from factory without flat spotting my fingers. Okay, I think that'll pretty much do it. We didn't need to extend very far. Maybe an extra ½ centimeter is all I really needed to get that tooth mesh proper and to still have a flat spot to fix that pinion gear to. What I have is a 14 tooth pinion, so it's a pretty small one. And what I also have is an 87 tooth Spur Gear. And the 87 tooth is the absolute biggest you can really get that'll fit inside that enclosure. So I'm trying to gear it down as much as possible. You really can't go any smaller either on the pinion because there's not enough travel space in how the motor mounts. And what I find is that creates a really nice speed that handles well. I'll put out another demo video of that later on. Okay, so I've finished putting the gears back on. We have the 87 tooth Spur Gear and the 14 tooth pinion, and we've extended that flat spot on the shaft inward towards the motor by maybe ½ centimeter. And what we have as a result is that little set screw does not interfere with the mesh of the Spur Gear. It's in just a little bit farther than what it needs to be. So we're all set. And what we'll also find is that the pinion should no longer rub against the inside of the cover. And keep everything nice and clean and protected, and we won't be grinding plastic.